Hello everyone and welcome to the 2026 Ayrburn Classic. Now this is the second year this event has taken place, and what I've put together is a simple walk around video of clips that I've been able to get on my GoPro, just of some of the highlights and things that really stood out to me at this show. Now one of the things Airburn is known and loved for is their eclectic mix between privately owned vehicles and manufacturers bringing down brand new vehicles, sometimes certain press cars, other times just whatever they had on the lot. Now one of the big manufacturers who came down in full force this year was Porsche. Most of these were some of their newer models, however as you would have seen previously, they of course had their two legends, the Carrera GT and the Porsche 918 Spider. To go with Porsche, of course, we had many other brands, such as Audi, Lexus, Pulsar, Bentley, Lotus, Ferrari, Mercedes, and of course, Maserati.
Oh, there is cars up there.
Crossing over the bridge, we were able to find the Sunday Drive auction, with a great mix of vehicles on display. Now, we attended the event on the Sunday. The auction took place on the Saturday afternoon. However, all the cars were still there, and many of them had a big sticker reading that it was sold. Now, returning to the show, we found where the stage was, and this was a spot where some cars would do a little drive around and people would have a chat about the car to an audience of people. Around the stage was a selection of classic cars, including this rather interesting E-Type that appeared to have been a race car. I think the spoiler might give that away. To go along with all of the other manufacturers, a big attender was Ferrari, bringing down some of their latest models. And some iconic gems from Ferrari's past, including this beautiful La Ferrari, which was in attendance last year. Now, although it isn't a Ferrari, probably what was my favourite car of the show was this, a white and blue 996 GT3 RS. And of course, would be a crime to forget about the F40 that again attended last year. To go with the collection of cars that Ferrari themselves had brought down and the handful of very rare, expensive hypercars, there was also a paddock right behind them filled with privately owned Ferraris. Here are some photos. Going past the Mercedes and Maserati section of the show, we had what can only be described as the best view of the entire show. All the vehicles here are an eclectic mix of privately owned vehicles, featuring supercars, muscle cars, racing and rally homologation specials, all mixed into this beautiful backdrop, creating the most scenic part of the entire show. Now, one thing I noticed compared to last year's show was that the amount of vehicles seems to have doubled or even tripled. Everywhere you look, there would be more and more cars behind every corner. It was fantastic. And the diversity is what really gets me here. There was something for everyone. Now, this little collection here had to be one of my favourites because I have a huge soft spot for classic Porsches. Moving on, we have what I can only describe as a spare collection of cars ready for James Bond. There is its Aston Martin DBS. Amongst other things, of course. Towards the centre of the show, we find what seems to be the race and rally car field. And what I like about this is that I've seen a lot of these cars at events such as the Otago Rally and the George Big Festival. So to finish off this video, I wanted to show you around the VIP part of the show. This is a place where individuals can pay a bit more money and have their car parked as part of the show. Now, this is a unique car park because it is still a car park and not necessarily a showground, so cars will come and go as the owners please. And rather poetically, we start and finish this video with a selection of Porsches. Now, I haven't been able to cover everything at the Ayrburn Classic, simply because I didn't have a lot of storage left on my camera. However, hopefully we'll be back next year and I will do my best to capture even more cars. Subscribe for more.